Hey boys and girls, Adam here. So, decisions have been made. Where am I going to go? Let's roll the intro. Find out. Hey boys and girls, Adam here. So it's been a busy couple of weeks. Last video I kind of explained to you why I've been gone and what I had to do to take care of myself, which, you need to take care of yourself. So since then, I've been putting some applications in. And I put about 5 in, and I got 5 responses, 5 offers, I guess I can say. So look those over and the in and outs and this, that, and the other. So I finally made a decision. So let me tell you about some of the places that I applied for. So I applied for company driver at all these. Just not in the mood to go back into the lease program right now because I don't think it's a really good time to go into lease. That's just me. I may be wrong, but the way I feel, I just don't want to do lease again at this time. Maybe in a year or two when the freight market comes back, maybe. Because I made good money as a lease operator, I won't lie. I was in the, I don't know how you could say it, I was in the 6 figures for my gross. And but yeah, it's just the way the freight market is right now. I've got friends that are leaving, Wilson. I've got friends that are leaving Prime. I've talked to a lot of people that have pulled out. So at this time, no, I just don't see going back into lease. So all the positions I applied for were for company drivers, making cents per mile. So first place I looked at was Crete Carriers. Interesting company. Not terrible, Of course, being a company guy, I know this is going to happen wherever I go, but they just seemed a little more micromanageable on the drivers. Not a terrible thing, but, when they get down to the point of telling you exactly where you have to stop to get fuel and when, it seems a little micromanagement for me. And I understand, company driver, you're using their fuel, you're not paying for it, so I kind of see where it's going there. Insurance seemed good. It just took a little bit for you to get the insurance in. Started, I think it was like 90 days. Unfortunately, I need something a little bit sooner than that. So, and I think their starting pay was 60 cents a mile. Mostly dry vans. Of course, Crete is also, they have 3 divisions. They have dry van, they have reefer, and they have flatbed. The reefer division, Schaefer. and the flatbed is Hunt Transportation. So, fairly large place, a lot of drivers, people that I've watched and talked to say that it's a good company. And if this other one doesn't work out, maybe I'll go there. I don't. Excuse me. So another place that I applied and got an offer from was Z Transportation. Just saw these guys on Facebook. Looked them up on YouTube. Not a lot of information from drivers or anything like that. They did have a YouTube page, and it was fairly populated with videos, but nothing more than 2 years ago. So talked to them, kind of the same situation. Yeah, maybe not so micromanageable, but just didn't know about, I don't know, just didn't seem right to me, so I went with my gut and said no. Insurance was the same way, about 90 days before it started, and it was kind of expensive from what I've read on Glassdoor and stuff like that. So, third place was Dell, DAHL, out of North Dakota. I should say North Dakota. They're about 7 miles from the Canadian border. Little reefer division. It's a family-owned company, and the owner called me, talked to me, and basically did the interview and everything, and called me back the next day and say, hey, we're ready to bring you up. When are you ready? Of course, this week being Memorial Week, I decided, for next week. So I had accepted a position there, and it was, let's see, what was it, 52 cents a mile for their hopper division. They had reefer, and they have flatbed, and they have hoppers. And I said hoppers are the ones that are running the most right now. So they had about 65 drivers, and most of their drivers, been there 20 years plus, and they were looking for people to hire because a couple of the drivers retired. So I had accepted a position from them, and I was going to go there, and I was going to throw my hat into the hopper division, get my passport, and start running into Canada. And then the fourth company, or actually the first company I called me back, and they started, let's start off at the first company that I called was Tyson. They're a private fleet. And of course, all they run is Tyson stuff, chicken, beef, pork, from their plants to their plants or other DCs, distribution centers, Walmart, Albertsons, Food Lion, stuff like that. So they called me back, and insurance day one, so that was a good thing. Starting pay was 59 cents a mile, and I've been watching a gentleman on YouTube called Ralph's Trucking, and had a couple of email conversations with him. He's been there for two and a half years, and he's fairly happy with the company. And other videos I've seen, a couple of the guys were complaining and this, that, and the other about it But from what I could see, they were doing not Tyson's fault. So they offered me a position. Like I said, starting off at 59 cents. Their top pay right now is 64 cents, and that's for 3 years experience. And I only have 19 months, so 59 is not bad. A lot better than some places. I know that some places start off at 50 cents, and some places start off lower than that. So had that in my book. And then the last company that I called, what's the name of it? I'm trying to remember. It was Massey Transportation here in East Texas. And nice trucks. They called me back, said, yeah, we'd like to offer you a position. And, I asked all the normal questions. What kind of trucks they have, and all of them were Peterbilt long nose, which unfortunately I don't have a manual transmission license. I mean, I can drive them, I just don't have a license for it, so I would have to get that before starting there. And yeah, their pay was good. I think it was like 58 cents insurance after 30 days, so close. But again, close to the house. So, sat down, did some figuring. And Massey pulled refrigeration, flatbeds, and dry vans, and all across the United States, I think into Canada. So I sat down and started comparing them all, looking at videos, watching videos, talking to some of the drivers, and finally, talked to my wife and everything. And the two that stuck out was Dale Trucking in North Dakota and Tyson's. Because I just seen, Tyson's close. It's only the plant that I would be stationed out of is only like 30 miles from my house here in East Texas, which means I have a good place to park. It's 30 minutes away from the house, and it was really the best of all the pay. And I know that from watching Ralph's Trucking that, he gets constantly 25 to 32, 3,300 miles a week. He runs his ass off. And he does a good job, from what I can tell. He burns his 70 just about every time, every week. Comes back, takes his home time, gets back on the road. So, he's been trucking for 23, 24 years. So, he knows what he's doing. So, after making all the comparisons and everything, I decided that, I wouldn't mind driving Hopper and learning, a new trailer or something like that. But it really came down to home time and being able to get home. And being in North Dakota, I just didn't know if I was going to be able to, since that's the only terminal they have. Yeah, it's a long drive. Long drive. The guy said he could get me home. There was 2 or 3 guys that worked for him that lived in Texas, and he gets them home on a regular basis. But I found, my final decision was I'm going with Tyson. So I passed all the pre-screen and all the paperwork so far that they've sent me. Got a call today from the recruiter. Her name is Faith, and I've been talking to since day one. So she'll be sending me some information on getting a rental car so I can drive up to Springdale, Arkansas this coming weekend. Orientation starts on June 3rd. And yeah, so I'll be doing chicken runs and beef runs and pork runs, and it's basically the same thing I was really doing when I was at Wilson. Which, yeah, look, yeah, Wilson, yes. I've got tons of these shirts now, so I keep wearing them. But that's a good thing because, yeah, if you guys are watching this and you're looking to become a truck driver, I can't say anything bad about Wilson. They did me right. They did me well. I've talked to everybody there and, told them that, I'm going to still promote them for a training school. You guys interested in becoming a truck driver, give my boy Bradley a call. Over here, I still suggest Wilson as a training company, great company, and all the people there are extremely, extremely nice. So, with that, guys, as I always say, be careful out there. Don't get overly cautious. Always be, boy, I messed that one up, didn't I? Don't be overly confident. Be overly cautious, because the first time you think that you got it, something's going to happen. So, guys, I'll see you down the road.